Hey, hello everyone, good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So where we stopped in the last session? Last session, what we discussed?
Likes and grip.
We discussed about grid and flux, right? Okay. Tell me.
Yes.
Flux container properties. Tell me. Flux container properties. So when you can go with the flux, whenever you want to align the items in the single dimension, in the single dimensional, either it is like a row or either it is like a column, whenever you want to align the items either in the row or column, then you can go with the flux. So the properties for the flux container, when one element become like a container, when one element becomes like a container, whenever that particular element applied with the display flux, applied with one of the property called as display flux, then the time that element is turned to be like a flux container. Then the time that element is turned to be like a flux container. Now tell me some of the properties like flux container means. One is like display flux, another one is like a flux direction, in which direction you want me to arrange the items. Either you want me to arrange the items in the column, either you want me to arrange the items in the row. That direction you have to row reverse, column reverse, something like this we can add flux direction. The next one is like a flux wrap. Okay, now I have a flux container which contains multiple items. You want all the items adjust in the single row or multiple rows. You want me to wrap it or you want me to no wrap. Whenever you want to wrap, then the time it is adjusted in the single row or column. Whenever it is like no wrap, it is always takes your actual width. Okay, that one we'll see, that we'll see. Justify content to align items. So justify content, it align the items on which axis? Main axis. Is nothing but align the items in the main axis is nothing but what? Is nothing but main axis means x-axis, you can say align the items on the x-axis. Okay, next align items for what purpose? Align items for what purpose? We can align the items on cross axis. We can align the items on cross axis. The next one is like a gap. If you want to give the gap to the flux items, then that time you can go with the gap. So the next one is like flux item properties or what? Flux grow is there, flux shrink is there, flux basis is there, and flux, it is a kind of shorthand syntax for these three. The next one is like align items. The next one is like align items. These are the flux item properties. Understood? So let's go to our one requirement. If you want to practice, simply go to browser and do inspect it, and you can come to our HTML and do right click, edit as HTML, and you can delete it. Here I want to write like a one container. Okay, my class equals to container. Okay, now a flux container contains what? Items, right? Okay, for example, home. The next one is like about, like home about to contact. Yes or no? Now I want to align the items. Now I want to align the items in the row or in the column. By default, my div is a block level element which contains three divs. So these all are like block level elements only, right? So that okay, all are like line by line or side by side. All are like line by line or side by side.
Line by line.
Block level means it's a line by line only or not. Block level means it's a line by line only or not. Yes or
Yes.
no? Okay. So here this is my container. When it is turned to be like a container, when it becomes like a container, whenever you apply the property called as a display flux, whenever you apply the property called as a display flux, now this div is turned to be like a container, and what default values applied, what default properties are applied. Now flux direction is what by default, flux direction by default is what row by
Row.
default. The next one is like flux wrap by default no wrap. Okay, flux wrap, how it is going to work, we'll see. The next one is like if you want to align the items, justify content, right side, okay, and something like this we can write it, justify content. The next one is like align items, is like center. Whenever you do like align items center, see, it is like one line is visible to you or not, that is vertically centered or not. Align items are used for okay vertically to make the items like center, vertically centered. Understood? Now, when this particular okay flux wrap is going to work, flux wrap, okay, by default no wrap, by default okay wrap, by default wrap. How it's going to work, for example, I have my width equals to 500 or 1000 pixel, 1000 pixel, and my background equals to red, background equals to red. Okay. Now this one also having width equals to 1000 pixel. Okay, this is like a background equals to yellow. Okay. Now to this one also, okay, width is equals to 1000 pixel. Okay, background equals to green, something like this. You can write it. Something like this. You can write it. Okay. Now, justify content you can remove. Okay. Align item center you can remove. Okay. Now, if you observe here, by default, flux wrap, no wrap. No wrap is nothing but it not come to the next line. My flux item width is how much? 1000 pixel, but still okay it is not come to the next line. Why? Because whatever the items are there, those are not come to the next line, means no wrap. My body width is how much? By seeing this one, tell me my body width is how much? 1264. My each and every item width is how much? 1000. 1000 into 3, 3000. I have 1264. 3000 actual pixel width is required. 3000 actual pixel width is required or not? But do we have or not have a, not have that much width? Then whenever you see display flux, if you applied, it is not considered by default flux item width. Okay, why? Because my flux wrap is like no wrap, no wrap, it's not come to the next line, there only it's going to adjust. Now if I do this flux wrap is like wrap, now each item it's like the actual width it's going to take. So 1000 pixel taken, total width 1264, 264 pixel width is pending. Okay, that means empty space is there. To place the second element again 1000 is required, but I have 264 only, so that 264 is not enough space, so it comes to the next line or not, it comes to the next line or not. Yes or no? Agreed? Okay, so my flux wrap by default is what? Wrap or no wrap? Flux wrap property by default is what? Wrap or no wrap by default?
No wrap.
No wrap by default, no wrap. If you want to do like wrap, okay, you can wrap it. You can wrap it. Understood? Any questions? Let me open our workspace folder. Okay. I want one menu. Okay, I want one menu. In the menu, it contains home, about, contact, something like this. So you have, okay, the menu something. Okay, ULLIA. Okay, another list is there. Okay, LI, home, about. The next one is like LI contact. If you come here, open with live server. Now, can you, yeah, okay, can you arrange the items as like a menu? Okay, as like a menu means home, about, contact. I want to the right side, okay, with some background color, with some gap, something like that. So how we can design? Come on, how we can design to this UL? If you observe, there has margin is there, padding is there. I want to treat this UL is like a container. So how we can display flux is the one. Whenever I do the display flux, now see, by default my flux direction is like row. By default my flux wrap is like a no wrap. But still I have the padding margin is there. So I don't want padding and a margin. So margin is like a 0 and padding is like a 0. Red shade margin, green shade padding. Okay. Now these bullet points are there. Those points also not required for me. List style, list style type is like a none. Now I need some background color. Background equals to yellow. I need some height also. Height equals to 30 pixel. I want to align these items, okay, vertically and horizontally. Vertically center. Align the items vertically center is nothing but vertically center y axis. Okay, how we can align items equals to center. See, vertically centered or not. Vertically centered or not. Yes or no? Now I want to align the items horizontally centered. Justify content equals to okay center. But I want like the right side. I need some gap. Okay, gap is like a 10 pixel or something like this. 10 pixel, something like this. These are all properties to whom you want me to apply. These are all properties to whom you want me to apply to my flux. Come on, to my flux container or not. So here, if you see, you can write like a style UL, just you can place it. Okay, these are like flux container properties or not. Now, if you come here, this is the one. I don't want body. Margin is like 0. Margin is like 0. Now I need some styles to my flux items. Okay, a letter spacing or something, 15 pixel font weight equals to port. Spacing 15 pixel, font weight equals to port. Okay, that much not required. Letter spacing you can give like,
Word space.
letter space you can give, word space you can go with a gap in this case. Okay, now cursor is like a point. Cursor is like point. Now my simple menu item is ready or not? Yes sir. Agreed. All are okay. Hmm?
Lucas.
So the next one is like one more. Okay, I need one loader. Can anyone tell me loader, one scenario when the loader is required, something like this? I need a loader.
When the background process is going on, or
Whenever there has some action is going on, if you don't want to allow the user until that action is complete, just you can prevent that user actions or not by showing on top of one of the layer called as just loader. It's like just makes my end user to understand like there has some action is going on or not. Yes sir. So I want to one loader. I want to one loader. Tell me how we can design that. I want one loader. It's always in the middle here. It is always in the middle. First of all, can I get the one loader image? Can I get one loader image? Can I get the loader image? Any one of the image you can take it. Okay, any image you can take. So you can copy this one, save image, go to our workspace folder. Now, what next? Then take one div, take image source equals to loader.gif, loader.gif. So if you refresh the page, now this is the one. I want in the middle always. Want in the middle. So how we can style? You can take like a div. Display is what? Flux. Display is like flux. What next? Display is like flux. What next? My image is a flux container. My width equals to 50 or 100 pixel. Equals to 100 pixel. It looks like this. This particular image horizontal I want center. The justify content is like center. Horizontal is like center. Yes, this particular image vertical I want center. Then LN items is like center. When we can make it like center, if the parent has full width, then only I can adjust that is in the center or not. But align, vertically this much height only there. I want vertically full height, I want to take it. So how we can take the viewport height? Height equals to 100
With
v
personalized.
100 visual height you can take it. Whenever I take like 100 visual height, now see my loader in the middle or not. Now I want to show some mask. For that, okay, you can give the background color. Background color is equals to black or something. Background color is like a black or something. You can give some opacity for this. Opacity 0.7 or something you can give it. Okay, now in the background, it is like visible to you, some content if it is there. Not that, that's okay. Now it's a kind of loader or not. That's all. Good. Okay, you can give like opacity, how much you want based on your requirement. Okay, one simple loader is ready or not. So, great everyone. All are okay. By using flux, so we can do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one is like now you know. Okay, flux container properties. What are those properties? You know, display flux, flux wrap, flux direction, flux wrap by default no wrap, flux direction, justify content, align items, and gap. The flux item properties also there. Flux item properties. Flux item properties. Take it. And here one span. Touching, joining, and now I want to apply something like for my div. I want to apply some values, some properties. I mean, for all the div childrens. Div childrens, all the div childrens, how we can get it? Div greater than star. All the div childrens you can get it or not. All the div direct childrens. All my div direct childrens. Agreed, huh? All my div direct childrens. So here with live server apply style. Now inspect it. Now flux container you can go. To my flux container, I want to apply display flux first. I want to apply display flux. Okay. Now to my elements, okay, to my children's. Now tell me my container width is how much? My container width is how much?
1216 pixels.
560. My content take how much width? 43, 40,
0.5.
18 is 40, hardly 130 pixel. Okay, so 130 pixel used. Okay, 1230 pixel width actual available. Yes or no? So tell me, to my items, to my flux items, to grow, sufficient space is there or not there? To grow, come on,
Is there?
is there.
Yes, sir.
Whenever sufficient space is there, okay, you can ask them to grow. My flux, my flux grow 1. Whenever I do like flux grow 1, all these div greater than means all the direct childrens, they are growing equally or not. Grow like 1 unit. Okay, 1 means equal. All values are like 1 only or not. Yes or no? Now to my Dhoni, I said like okay, flux grow is like 2. Then what happened? Now see, span is this one. My Dhoni grow double to my span or not? Yes or no? It's like growing like this or not? Two flux grow. And this one is like what? Kohli is like one only or not? So when we can grow means, when you can grow means, if you have a enough space is there, then only we can grow. Okay. Now think opposite. When we can shrink actually, when we can shrink actually,
When there is no space.
simply shrink is always applied like whenever there has no enough space, then that time automatically those are like a shrink. It is not considered your actual width or not. Okay, your flux items, they're not considered your actual width or not, they are like shrink. How much they can, okay, how much they can, possibility is there that much they can shrink. That means up to such an inline element content, how much, that much it can shrink or not. But my Sachin, it's not like shrink. Okay, my Sachin by default how much, 40. Okay, less than 40 it is not able to shrink or not. Yes or no? Come on, agreed? All are okay. So to this particular div, okay, just a given like, okay, width equals to 200 pixel, width equals to 200 pixel. Now if you come here, okay, flux shrink to my span, flux shrink to my span, flux shrink is like 1, no? To this one flux shrink is like 2, and this one flux shrink, okay. Now see here, whenever you given like these, okay, normal values, then that time there is no thing effect. Now when we can see this effect means, I can give flux shrink span my width 500 pixel, for example, 500 pixel. To this particular one, I can give my width 500 pixel. Okay. To this particular one, I can give my width 500 pixel. 500 pixel. So how it is going to shrink? First one is like Sachin. Okay. It is like shrink how much? How much it is able to shrink? One I written. One I written. Okay. The actual width is like 500. I said like shrink to 1. Okay. Here shrink to 2 is nothing but what? This is like a shrink 80 pixel. Okay, 80 pixel, for example, 80 pixel is there. Now shrink 2 times is nothing but, what is the width? 2 times it is going to shrink means what? 40 or not? Yes or no? After that, if you come to the third one, okay, 1 I said, so that how much width that is? How much? Come on, it's take like how much?
80.
80 or not? Okay, I said like Sachin and Kohli 1-1, okay, to shrink, and Dhoni shrink double to this Sachin and Kohli or not? That the reason these are like 80-80, and this one is like what? 40 or not? When this shrink is going to apply, when we can see these effects means, if the container is not having enough space, if the container is not having enough space, then only you can see this shrink or not. Agreed? Got my point? Flux grow, flux shrink. When you can grow means enough space is there, we can go. When you can shrink means enough space is not there, we can shrink. Okay, then only we can see those effects. Then only we can see those effects. Agreed? Anyone have any questions? The next one is like flux basis is there. Flux basis. Okay, flux basis, it is going to give the base width. Okay, so here instead of this flux shrink, flux basis, okay, 100 pixel or something. Now if you come here, okay, it is like enough space is not there. Now you can give some enough space. Okay, now see this Sachin, by default base is how much it's taken, 100 pixel it's taken or not. After that, okay, remaining, okay, remaining 100 why it's taking, why it's taking like 100. Okay, this strings or there, just remove that. Okay, here also just remove that strings. Okay, here flux base is 100 pixel is there, just delete it. Now, for the span only, just you can apply flux basis, okay, 100 pixel. Now see, whenever you apply to my Sachin, okay, flux base is like 100 pixel. Now it's take like initial width is like 100. Remaining how much space is there? That space given to my Dhoni and Kohli or not? To my Dhoni, okay, width is how much I applied? 500. To my this one width is how much applied, 500 or not. If I remove this width, okay, and if I remove this width also, just remove it. Now this one base width is how much it's taken, the base width how much it's taken,
100 pixels.
100 pixel it's taken or not. My base is like 100 pixel it's taken. Remaining how much is there?
400.
Oh, okay, remaining how much is there in the container? So much. Okay, now come to the Dhoni. Can you ask this guy? Okay, flux grow is like 1. Okay, can you ask this Kohli also? Flux grow is like 1. Now see, the Sachin take the initial width is 100 pixel. Remaining how much space is there? That space taken by whom? Okay, I ask Dhoni and Kohli, grow yourself. Okay, grow equally. Why? Because flux grow is like what? 1 no 1 I given. Grow equally win the remaining space or not. How much space is there? That's okay. How much space is there? That's not a matter. How much space is there? That much space equally they grown or not? Yes or no? So flux basis, it is always okay. You can, if you can fix one flux item with some specific width or not. Once you fix it to that width, the remaining width, how much is there? That much width, remaining people are going to okay share. For example, flux basis, just I said like okay 1000 pixel. Now what happened? It's take like 1000. Remaining how much is there? Okay, equally my Dhoni and Kohli grown or not? Remaining how much space is there? My Dhoni and Kohli equally grown or not? Understood? Come on.
Yes.
Okay. This is about flux basis. Any questions? The next one is like flux property is there. Na? Flux is the combination. Combination is nothing but shorthand syntax for flux, grow, flux, shrink, flux, basis. It is the shorthand syntax for these three: flux grow, flux basis, and flux shrink. Got my point? Anyone have any questions? Okay, the next one is like align self is there. Align self. Okay, now that one also you can check. Okay, now first one is like display flux. This is my content. Next, I want to give background fill. Justify content, send. Now one of the flux item Dhoni, align self, align self. You can give, this is my Dhoni, align self, and this is the one, right? This with the this. Now align self Dhoni applied end, but why it's not applied? Is there anything is affected? So display flux background justify content center and width is like 100%. This width is not required. It's like vertically centered. Align self is nothing but I think this is for not main axis, it is for cross axis. So can I give some height for this? Height equals to 100%. Now see, my Dhoni justify content, align the items where horizontal or vertical. Justify content. Justify content, align the items horizontally or vertically. Justify horizontally. Align items with
Vertical.
cross axis. Now
Awesome.
align self, okay, vertically one particular item if you want to align. Vertically I said like end. Okay, so now it's like here or not. Okay, now can I go to this section, justify self, justify self. Okay, this particular property is not for flux item. It is not applicable. We are able to do it. See, this is the one. Now, if you come here, if I remove this one, all are here. You go to search, justify self. Okay, right now. Okay, align self vertically we can align it, but justify self is not the one. Okay, we not mentioned also right here. Okay, you can go with the align self one. Okay, individually, if you want to align the item vertically, then you can go with the align self. Align self. Okay, so let's go with justify self one example. Justify self. Okay, justify self is not for flux, it is for grid. Did you find anywhere in the grid? Can I go to grid container properties? Grid container If you come here, justify self is there or not. Grid container one, not for flux. Okay. Understood, right? Shall we move to the grid? Shall we move to the grid? Okay, tell me why we go for grid. If anybody asks, what's your answer? Why we go for grid? Anybody ask, what's your answer? Why we go for grid?
The data represents in the form of two-dimensional is called rows and columns.
Yeah, if you want to align the items in the two-dimensional, okay, means rows and columns, then you can go with the grid or not. Okay, let's go with the basic templates which aligns in the two-dimensional. Okay, let's go with the first one. I have 4 divs. Just I want to align something like this. I want to align something like this. In the middle, okay, 4 boxes I want. In the middle, I need like a Sachin in the middle, okay. And here I need like Dhoni, and here I need like a Kohli, and here I need like a UV, for example. Now, this kind of template I want to design. Tell me how we can design this kind of template. This kind of template I want to design. Hmm? Can anyone, how we can design this kind of template? Hmm? Total, how many rows, how many columns?
2 rows, 2 columns.
2 rows and 2 columns. Yes or no? All the rows should take like same width, same height. Yes. Okay, now. So, first, div, such, div, and div. Okay, na? If you run this one, how the view is looks like? If you run this one, how the view is looks like?
Line by line.
It's like obviously line by line. Why? Because all are like block cloud elements or not. All are like block cloud elements. That's all. Now, if you want to align this one in the row, okay, rows and columns, first, okay, can I take this is like a container? My class equals to, okay, here you can write the style. Container. When you can say this particular div is acting like a container,
Display equal to grid.
sorry, when you can say,
Display equal to grid.
okay, display is like a grid. Na? Display equals to grid. Whenever you write display equals to grid, this is not something like affected, right? It's not affected anything. Yes, no. It's not affected anything. Now, as per your requirement, tell me how many rows and how many columns required. How many rows and how many columns required?
2 rows and 2 columns.
Yeah, so grid template columns. Okay, 2 rows, 2 columns. Okay, column width is how much? First column width. Okay, you can mention percentage. Okay, for now, percentage. Okay, we can see different units in CSS. Do you know different units in CSS? Pixels are there, percentages are there. The next one is like VH, VW, EM, REM. Okay, these are frequently used units or not. I will show you that example to just wait. Now, grid template to columns. Next, grid template rows, how many? Grid template rows, how many? these many rows are required or not. Now, if you come here, now see, it is something like this or not. I need for all these divs, I need my width and height. My width equals to not required, and my height, okay, just I can say my height is required. But the height you can give to the container. Okay, based on that height, they are going to automatically adjust. My height equals to 500 pixel whenever I give. Okay, now how it looks like, see, you can give the border for all the divs. You can give the border for all the divs. Now here greater than div. Now come here. If I refresh the page within the 500, it's like aligned something like this or not? Yes or no? Got my point? Now my Sachin in the center I want. Okay, if you want to give some gap, row gap or column gap, okay, my gap is like 10 pixel whenever I given. Now if you come here, if I refresh, now there has a gap. Okay, row gap or column gap. If you want to specific only for rows, if you want to give specific only for columns, then you can go with the row gap, row gap and column gap also there. Row gap and column gap also there. Now, this particular Sachin I want to hear. Sachin I want to hear. Now, which one, which element, that means which property you want? Can I write justify content is like center? Can I write justify content is like center? Is there anything is like affected? Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli, Rohit, anything affected? Anything affected?
No.
Align content, okay, align content, okay, center. Okay, align content is like center. Anything affected? Justify content, align content, align the items at container level. But you want me to align this such in container level, okay, cell level. You want me to align these items container level or cell level? Cell level or not? Okay, so if you want to align that item cell level, we have justify items are there. What is that one? Justify items are there. Okay, whenever you do like cell level, okay, it's like justify items. Now this one align items is like a center. Align items is like a center. Okay, now this particular element, if you observe, inspect it. Okay, to this particular div, this is the one, right? So instead of aligning something like this, see, it's like aligned only. But the thing is, okay, my height to width is like changed or not? It is like the cell item is like aligned, but this is not our requirement, right? But it is not our requirement or not. So understood, right? Justify content, container level items are going to align. Justify items, align items means cell level it is going to align the items or not. But it is not something like this. I don't want. Okay, now here, now come here. Now this particular div, okay, you can apply display flux. Now justify content center, align items center. Now see, my section is like centered or not. It's a combination of what? Grid I can use as well as, come on, grid I can use as well as, tell me. Grid I can use as well as flux also I can use it or not. Combination based on your requirement, you can go with this or not. Okay, same properties you can apply for Dhoni, Kohli, and this one also. Agreed? All are okay? Come on, all are agreed or not? Hmm? Shall we move to the next template? Shall we move to the next template?
Yes.
So this one, I want to apply display flux. Just right. Justify content is like center, and align items is like center. Now it's like a flux. Now whenever it's like flux, now if I refresh, now see, it's like in the center or not. Yes or no? Agreed? Hmm? Any questions, anyone? Now there has a scroll is right. Okay, now I'm adjusting my container items in the middle. Okay, horizontal. If you want vertically also, align items, align content. Align content in the center. Vertically also in the container, vertically also it's like aligned or not. Now there is no scroll, nothing. Agreed? All are? Tell me.
Yes.
Shall we move?
Okay.
And one more. I need something like this. One website, I want something like this. Okay, now see, this is the one. This is my header. Okay, na? And this is my menu. And this is my footer. And this side something, and this side some content. This is my template. This is my template. Okay. So how we can design this template? What how many divs are required? 1,
5 decisions.
2, 3, 4, 5 divs inside the container. Inside the container, we need like 5 divs. It's okay. Yes. How many rows and how many columns are required as per your requirement? How many rows and how many columns? Maximum. Okay. Total rows you can check from left border. Just check like this. This is one row. This is one row. This is one row. This is one row. Something like this you can consider. How many rows are there? If you check like that,
4 rows.
4 rows are there. Okay. Now columns. If you come here, see here it is like merged. That's okay. Maximum columns how many? This is one column or not? Yes, sir. And this is one column or not? So maximum how many columns are there?
2 columns.
Okay, there is 2 columns or not? My rows, columns are done. Now come here, come here. Div. Okay, sorry. You have to apply style, right? Style. This is my container. Class equals to container. Now, if you go to this container, display is like what? Display is like grid. Done. Next. Next one. The next one. How many rows and how many columns? Grid template columns, how many?
Columns 2.
2 columns. How much width you want to give? You can give. Okay. How much width? 200 pixel width to this one. Fixed width. remaining all, okay, how much is there? Just you can take remaining part only one fraction. Okay, I don't want to, okay, share remaining all, I want to take it like one. So 200 pixel and one fraction. Okay, na? For example, if I put like two fractions, then what happened? 2 fr, then what happened? 200 pixels separated, remaining 1000 pixel is there, na? 1000 by 3 parts, 1000 by 3 fractions. 1000 by 3 means 300. Okay, here it get 300, here you can get like 300 into 2, 600, something like this is going to work, fractions. Next, grid template rows, how many? Grid template rows, how many?
5,
1, 2, 3,
4.
4 rows. Okay, now you can tell 20%, 10%, 60%, 10%. Can I? Okay, based on your requirement, how you want, you can. Okay, na? Agreed? In the container, greater than div, my border 1 pixel solid red. My border 1 pixel solid red. Border 1 pixel solid red. Now, if you come here, open with live server. Now see, it is something like this. Something like this. Why it is like this means the width I want to adjust in the entire viewport or not. That one you not mentioned. Okay, height. So can I mention the height here? Height 100 VH. Height is like what? 100 VH. Now it is something like this, but this is not our case, right? Okay, it is just aligned based on your rows and columns. Okay, this is first column 30, okay, 200 pixel, next one fraction, 200 pixel, one fraction, something like this. But my requirement is my header should occupy the entire two columns or not? Yes or no? Tell me. So my first div inside the container, okay, my divs are there. In that, my first children, okay, should occupy how much width, how many columns? 1, 2. 2 columns has to occupy. So grid column is the property for my grid items. Start from 1, okay, ends, okay, ends with 3. It means first column it started, end minus 1 always it's going to take 3 minus 1 is what? 2. So that first column, yes, started, ends with the second column. So that means 2 columns it's like merged or not. Now my header merged with 2 columns or not. See, grid to column. Agreed? Same like this for my second div, what you want to do? For my second div, how many columns you want me to merge? Second div, how many columns you want me to merge?
Columns.
Okay, how many columns? 2 columns only or not? Now here, now see, my span 2 columns. Okay, row span, col span. Okay, these are the properties we can use to merge how many columns. Okay, grid column, merge 2 columns. 2 columns, something like this also. Either you can go with the fractions, either you can go with this one. The next one, no need to do the change. The last one is what? The last one. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth children is what? Fifth children is what? Full width or not? Full width or not? Yes or no? Agreed? Now here my content, justify content, center. Next, my align content is like a center. My justify content center, my align content also center, you can arrange it. Okay, now here, okay, these borders, because of these borders you can get this scroll. Okay, these borders are there, right? So you can adjust based on your requirement. And here If you want to okay, so far you merged columns. If you want to merge the rows also, right? Possibility there or not there? If you want to merge the rows, then how we can? Up to here, okay? Come on, up to here, okay?
Yes.
Now, if you want to merge the rows, so let's take one more template. Now, this is the one. This is my header. This is my header. Something like this, I want the template. Okay, let's go. How many columns and how many rows and how many divs are required?
4 rows, 3 columns.
Yes. Okay, you can take like 1, 2, maximum 3, 4 rows. Columns how many? 1, 2, 3 columns. Correct. Okay. Now how many divs are required? How many divs are required?
6 divisions, 6
Six
divs.
divs. So you can write grid3.html 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 divs are required. So this is my div. Inside this one, 6 divs required. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divs required. Okay, this is what your content. This is your content. Okay. Now here style. Here style. Tell. What else? What else? Container, right? Container. Here display grid. I want to take height equals to 100 VH. Next one. Next one. Equals to 100 VH. The next one. Anyone? Grid template columns. How many? Grid template columns 1, 2, 3, right? So 25%, 25%, and 50%. Can I? Grid template rows. How many? 1, 1, 1, 1. So 10%, 10%, and 70%, and 10%. Grid template rows. Then, can I give the border? Yes. Okay. The next one is what? You have to arrange what? You have to arrange what? Your grid items based on your template or not? Yes or no? Agreed? Clear, okay or not? Let's arrange it. First div, take. First div, only columns you can merge it. First div, only columns you can merge it. Container div, nth child of 1. Grid column 1 by 4. Starting with 1. Starting with 1. Come on.
Ending with n minus 1.
N minus 1. 3 columns merged. Okay, perfect. The next one is what? Next div, merge only two columns, okay? Merge only two columns. Second div, merge only two columns. Second div, merge only two columns. Then second div, merge only two columns. Now see, it is like merged like two columns only or not. Third div, columns wise one, rows wise two or not. Third div. Third div. This is my third div. Columns wise, how many? You start from where? Third column ends with 4. My grid rows, tell me. Grid rows. Second one, third one has to merge. Starts with 2 and ends with 4. 2 rows, you have to merge it or not? You have to merge like 2 rows. Yes or no? Merged. Okay, now the final div has to. My final div has to. My final div has to. Come on. Start with 1, ends with 4. Start with 1, ends with 4. Now done. My template is ready or not? Agreed or not? Hmm? All are okay? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Up to you, okay or not?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Oh. Okay, the same thing you can go with the grid template areas also. The same thing you can go with the grid template areas. Grid template areas. Okay. Let's convert directly from Gemini or something. Use template areas property. Grid template areas property. Then we copy this. Now let's go with grid 4.html. Okay, shall we run this one first? Only CSS, right? This is only CSS. Can I add it? Our container. This is the one. Can I copy? Can I paste here? Paste. Now let's run this one. Will it work or not work? Working, right? Now see the explanation. First, display grid is okay. Height is okay. Template columns are like 25%, 25%, 50, and 10, 10. This row is okay. Now see the grid template areas. First row, 3 columns, right? Header, header, header only. This header we are going to mention somewhere here. See here. My first div grid area name is what? Just we represent the grid area name is like what? Header. We represent the grid area name is like what? Header. So whenever you mention header, okay, see 25, 25, 50%, 3 columns. First column, in the first column area, what you want me to place? Header. Header is nothing but what? First div. Second one also first div only. Third one also first div only. That means 3 columns occupied by whom? First div or not. The next one, okay, nav is there. Nav is what? Second div. How many times nav is there? 2 columns. Okay, now the third one is what? Sidebar. Okay, now here sidebar is like what? Third div or not? Yes or no? Third div sidebar in the second row is there and third row also there. See, okay, here if you observe, second row is there and third row also there or not? Yes, no? Agreed? And finally, okay, here 4, 5. Okay, these are like 2 boxes. Okay, box 4, grid area box 4 is nothing but 4th div. Grid area box 5 is nothing but 5th div. Last one, 6th div is like a footer. How many places that footer is there? Footer, footer, footer. 3 places the last div is like placed or not. So instead of this grid columns, grid rows, okay, you can go with grid area also or not by mentioning this. Agreed? Tell me.
Yes.
Okay, so you got some idea now about flux and grid.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the next one is like, as I said, units. Okay, as I said, like units. Okay, tell me some units, what you know. Units. Pixels. You heard about this one, right? Pixels. Yes or no? The next one?
Percentage.
Percentage, right? Next one? VH I am using, right? Next?
Yes.
VW, visual height to visual width. Next? EMs we are going to use. Next, REM also. Okay, what about the pixel and the percentage? First, tell me the difference between pixel and percentage. Tell me the difference between pixel and percentage. Pixel to percentage difference, anyone? Pixel and percentage. Okay, very simple. Now let's go. So this is my parent container. By default, my container width is how much? It's a block level element. It's take like this much width. Okay, now. So this is my div. Okay, just I'm going to apply background pixel div. I apply background red, and my width equals to 500 pixel. 500 pixel I added. How much width I added? 500 pixel. Okay, now. To this div, background equals to yellow. My width equals to 50% I added. 50% I added. Okay, now. So to this particular pixel div, this is the parent. To this particular percentage div, this is the parent or not? Yes or no? My parent width is what? 1216. 50% means 608. The parent, it is relative to parent. Parent width, how much? 50% it is taken or not? This is like 500 pixel. It's like a fixed. Now, whenever the parent width is like changed, my width equals to 400. Then what happened? My parent width is like 400. My border 1 pixel solid. Okay. Now, if we width removed, this is my parent. This one is like 500 pixel. This is like 50%. Whenever my parent width is like 400, now see the percentage always relative to the parent, and parent width is like 500, 400, so that my div is like take how much width? Okay, the percentage one, 200 it's taken, but the pixel, is it relative to parent? But the pixel, is it relative to the parent? No, right?
No.
It is always fixed width, fixed measurement or not, irrespective of your resolution, or it is not relative to any okay element. It's a kind of fixed measurement or not. Yes or no? Any device you can take. Pixel means pixel. This is the fixed width or not. Yes or no? Got my point. But percentage is always relative to. Tell me, percentage is always relative to.
Parent.
It is always relative to the parent or not. Understood? It is always relative to the parent. Now, visual height, visual width. Okay, let me add one more div here. Okay, VW, visual width. What is that one? VW. So let's come here. Let me refresh it. Okay, let me add some class equals to parent style parent border 1 pixel solid. So parent greater than div nth child of 1 nth child of 1 nth child of 2 and nth child of 3. Okay, na? Nth child of 1 width is like 500 pixel. Nth child of 2, my width is equals to 50%, and nth child of 3, my width equals to 50 VW, visual width. Okay, na? Here you can give the background for our visibility purpose, red, background yellow, background is like blue, background is like blue. For our visibility purpose, just I added. Okay, now if you observe, this is the parent pixel 500, it's like fixed. This one is like always relative to the parent. My parent, how much width is there? 50% width it's taken. This one is what? This one VW means visible width. Visually here to here is visible width or not? Yes or no? Device. Okay, device width 100 parts you can take, 50 parts it's taken or not? Yes or no? But whenever the parent width is like changed, which one is like change among those? Which one is like changed among those? 500 pixel is like common, it is fixed, any resolution, and percentage is always relative to whom?
Parent.
Percentage is always relative to the parent,
Yeah.
and VW is relative to what? Visual
Width.
width. Visual width is nothing but now here to here, here to here it is visible. Whenever I decreased this one, now see my 500 pixel not changed. Yes or no? I already told, right? It is fixed for any resolution or not? My 50% it's relative to the parent. My 50 VW relative to whom? Viewport or not? See here, viewport width how much now? Here to here, this is my viewport. Yes or no? In the viewport 100 parts if you take, 50 VW I said, so that 50 parts it's taken or not? Agreed? Come on.
Yes.
VW take visual width. VH take what? VH take what? VH take what? Visual height.
Height.
Here, the visual height is what? Here to here. This is my visual height or not? For example, to this particular div, if I add the height, okay, if I add the height, height, how much? Height 50 VH. Okay, now this height is how much, you know? The overall height here to here, how much is there? Half of the height is this one or not? Agreed? Come on.
Yes.
Okay, na? Okay, then. Shall we move to the EM and REM? Most of the time, CM and REM we are using for font sizes. Okay, so let's go with the next one. Okay, na? Sachin, Dhoni, Dhoni. Oh, that's okay, fine. Now to my class C1. Okay, let me apply some classes. Okay, class C2, class C3, class C. C1, C1 class. My font size is like 1 EM. Okay, na? 1 EM. My class C2, my font size is like 1 REM. Okay, na? 1 EM, 1 REM. Okay, if you want two also, you can put it two more pairs. C5 and C6. C6. Okay. C5, my font size is like 2 EM. Okay, next one is like C6. My font size is like 2 REM. My font size is like 2 REM. Now inside this container, same classes you can use it. Oh, yeah, something different. Okay, something like this I add. Now if you run this one, okay, now see 1 EM, 1 EM, 2 EM, 2 EM, 1 EM, 1 EM, 2 EM, 2 EM. Look wise, okay, all are like same only or not? 1 EM, 1 EM, 2, 2, something like this. Yes or no? Come on. Now what I'm going to do is inspect it. Here, the parent, who is the parent for this? Okay, this is the divina. To this parent, I'm going to apply my font size is like 30 pixel. Whenever I apply font size is like 30 pixel, above ones, these all are like not changed. Yes or no? Tell me. These all are like changed or not changed? Tell me, changed or not changed?
Not
These
changed, not
first
changed.
four is not changed. Okay, now inside this, okay, Sachin, Sachin, Dhoni, Dhoni, up to here, no issues. Now, if you come to this parent one, this Sachin is there, na? This Sachin is applied with what? This Sachin is applied with what? 1 EM. Okay. My Dhoni applied with what? 1 REM. My Sachin applied with what? 2 EM. My Dhoni applied with 2 REM. REMs are applied. REMs are like affected or not affected? Check. If you remove this one, REMs are not affected. Did you observe? This Dhoni and this Dhoni is not affected. Whenever I apply font size, my Sachin is affected in that parent or not? Yes or no? So
Yes.
EMs, how it is going to work means EMs, the value is always relative to the parent. Whenever the parent has 30 pixel, whenever the parent has 30 pixel, it is treated 1 unit. Okay, that means 30 pixel is equals to 1 EM in this case. So wherever you mention 1 EM, the font size is what now? 30 pixel. 30 pixel. Now if you come to the C5 Sachin, how much you mentioned? How much you mentioned? Come on, 2 EMs. 1 EM 30 pixel, 2 EMs how much? 60 pixel. See, REM is like, okay, see, 2 EM is equals to how much how much pixel? How many pixel? See, there is a tool tip. 60 pixel or not. Why? Because my EM is always relative to the parent. Parent font size okay, 30 pixel means that is equals to 1 unit, 1 EM. Okay, so come to the Sachin, 1 EM is nothing but 30 pixel, and here Sachin 2 EM is nothing but 60. If you mention like 3 EM, now it is like 90 pixel or not. For example, if the parent changed to 10 pixel, then the time, now my 1 EM unit is what? 10 pixel, and my 3 EMs, the unit is what? 30 pixel.
That fix.
Got my point? Come on. EM always relative to whom?
Parent.
Parent or not. REM is there, na? REM is always relative to the root element. Okay, now I applied font size is like a 40 pixel. Okay, now check this. Okay, now check this. It's anyway, it is like a parent only, so that 40 pixel it is going to take relative to the parent, right? Who is the parent for this particular one? Div. Okay, body, head. Who is the last parent? Hierarchy wise, 40 pixel. So 1 EM is like what? 40 pixel. Now if you come here, REM also what now? Come on, relative to the root element or not? Now here 3 EMs, 4 3 ja 120. Now here 2 REMs, 4 2 ja 80 or not? Now if you come to this one, 1 EM is what? 10. Why? Why? Who is the parent? Next level parent is what? Next level parent font size is there or not there?
Yes.
Yes, there. So that relative to this one only. If it is not there, then parent like this it is going. Now Dhoni relative to what? 1 REM root element. Who is the root element? HTML. Okay, 40 pixel there or not there? Now here Sachin, who is the parent? This one. Font size how much?
Yes.
10. So 3 EMs, 3 3 ja, 3 10 ja, sorry, 3 10 ja 30.
30.
Okay, now Dhoni, who is the parent?
HM.
Okay, HTML, 2 REM, 80 pixel or not? So REMs are relative to the root element, EMs are relative to the next level parent, not their next parent, next parent, something like this or not? Agreed? All are okay?
Okay.
Come on. Okay, na? Okay, perfect. The next one is like media queries. Now tell me why we go for media queries. If anybody asks, what's your answer? Media query. Did you heard about this one? Media queries. Anytime. Hmm? Did you heard about the media queries?
No.
So next week and onwards, we are going to start like JavaScript. I can now say next week and 23rd. Okay, we have the bootstrap session. Okay, na? Next weekend, mastering UI bootstrap. Okay, 23rd. 23rd means Sunday, 9 a.m. Okay, Sunday we can continue the session 7 to 10. Okay, why we go for media queries? Very simple. You can say one simple example. I have one element is there, such. Okay, na? Such. Now I have, okay, style h1 color red. If you run this one, my Sachin in which color? My Sachin is in which color?
Red color.
Red color. That is basic thing, right? Red color. Now, if I change the resolution is nothing but terminology wise a device width. If I change the resolution like this, is my color changed? It is like same for all the resolutions in this case.
Same for all resolutions.
Same for all the resolutions or not? But my question is, I don't want the same color for all the resolution. Based on the resolution, I want to apply some, okay, some CSS properties. Based on that resolution, I want to apply some specific CSS properties. Understood? Based on the resolution, I want to apply some specific CSS properties or not. Understood? So
Yes.
why we go for media queries means based on the resolution, if you want to apply some CSS properties, some elements, then you can go with what? Media queries or not. Understood? Based on the resolution, I want to apply some CSS properties to some elements, then you can go with media queries or not. Now my question is, color red I don't want for all the resolutions. Whenever my browser width is like 700 to 900, then only I want to apply red color. I don't want remaining all. Then that time, will it work or not work, this syntax? Not work, right? So what you have to do then? Come on. As per your requirement, at the time of my screen,
Result.
okay, minimum width is like 700 pixel and my max width is like 900 pixel. Then only can you apply red color to this element or not? Yes or no? Now it is applied. No. Now whenever the screen resolution, see, 700 to 900, then only is applied. Remaining all resolutions, it is not applied or not. Done. Got my point? Simple, right? By using media queries, what we can do? Pixel perfect. Okay, pixel perfect means 700 to 701. I want to apply one CSS property. That is possible or not possible?
Possible.
700 to 701 only. Just I want to apply some CSS properties. 100% possible or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Got my point? Pixel perfect designing if you want to do. You can go with what? Media queries or not? Yes or no? Like this, you can write, okay, which one you want. Okay, for example, less than 700, I want to write something, media screen, and my max width is 700 pixel. Maximum 700 is nothing but what? Minimum 0, maximum 700. 0 to 700 or not. That time my color is, okay, green color. Understood? The next one, if you come here, okay, minimum width is 1000, minimum 1000, okay, maximum, okay, any minimum 1000 means greater than 1000, then that time I want like a green color. Then that time I want like a green already there, na blue color. And the time I want to go with the blue color. Now less than 700, it's like a green. The next one is like 700 to 900, red. Above 900, it's like a blue color or not? Agreed? Yes, no? Come on. Like this, okay. For a particular range of resolution, okay, 500 to 600, 600 to 650, something like this. Based on your requirement, you can apply or not. So why we go for media queries means, if you want to apply some CSS properties to some elements for this particular resolution, then you can go with what? Media queries or not. By using media queries, what we can achieve? Responsive web designing, we can. Responsive web designing, we can do it. Okay, what responsive web designing? Based on the resolution, I want to apply some specific properties to that particular resolution. Yes or no? That is possible by using media queries or not? Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. We can get something more at the time of bootstrap discussion. Okay. So the animation part we'll see at the time of Angular, or if you have time, we can see at the time of JavaScript also we can do it. Okay, those things we can cover that. So the next weekend onwards, we are going to start with JavaScript. Okay, somewhere we are going to introduce this animations also. The next weekend, Sunday, we have the bootstrap session. You can join this bootstrap session too. Any questions, anyone? Okay, na? Okay then. Thank you guys.
Sir, I'm not still unable to access videos, sir.
How many videos you're able to see?
Nothing. It's
Did
saying,
did you enrolled?
yeah, I did it.
Again, I said right. Did you enrolled?
Oh, you
Again,
want me to?
can you do it again? Okay, just enroll again. Okay, with
Uh-huh.
the same link. Okay, it's supposed to work. If not, just you can post in the group. I'll check. Okay.
Okay, I will do that one.
Okay. Then. Okay. Meanwhile, that video links are there, na. Okay, just you can go through that. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Okay then. Thank you guys.